I'm going to make sure you did this, and I'm going to see if it made you happier. And so here's what you find when you do this. Here's the experimental condition where you're having people think about their kind acts. And what you find is that on a pretty standard happiness score, you jump up like almost a half to a whole point. Just thinking about, like, you're not actually doing any more kind acts, you're just thinking about the ones that you've done, and all of a sudden you're starting to feel happier, which is pretty cool. But what if we actually have you increase the number of kind actions that you actually do? Not just remember the stuff you're already doing and focus on it, but like actually do more stuff. Does that help us out? Well, this is what Sonia Lubermersky and her colleagues have done, really have people do these acts of kindness. And so what they do is they give people the prompt over the next week or the next day, you're to perform 5 random acts of kindness, either in one day or across a whole week. And those are the different conditions. On one day, on different days where you do the acts of kindness, I just say, write about the events of your day instead. The question is, does this pop up happiness? And here's what we're going to find. We're going to look at changes in subjective well-being. So they measure happiness at time 1, and they see whether kindness changes it. And here's what we find. In the control condition, happiness is going down. Interestingly, if I had you do one act of kindness on different days, we don't see much of a change. The big kind of bang for our happiness buck is making you do a bunch of acts of kindness in a single day. Why? Probably just like forces you to like see them all and think about it all at once. But if I tell you in one week, just pick a day, like on Friday, just do 5 acts of kindness, all of a sudden that's going to bump you up relative to your old subjective well-being in a pretty substantial way. And so it seems like these acts of kindness are actually like really making us feel better. This is not the happiness of the people who received acts of kindness. This is just our own happiness. We should be seeking out and doing more of this stuff. And this also leads to an explanation for one of the counterintuitive effects we probably saw before, which is this other effect that we keep talking about where increased salary isn't making us that happy. We talked before about why that was because of hedonic adaptation, because we spend money on things and not experiences and things we get used to and so on. But one of them is that maybe we're not using our salary to do as many kind things for others. Maybe if we kind of combine these things, getting some money, but using that money to do something for somebody else is going to make us even happier. And this is the premise of a recent book called Happy Money, which is by the 2 psychologists Liz Dunn and Mike Norton, who've done some really, really cool work on this stuff, doing these interventions where they get people to spend money in different ways, showing that it actually makes people happier. And they tested this idea that spending money on other people was going to be really important in a very cute way. So they walk up to people on the street, they say, do you want to be in a study? People say yes. They say, okay, rate your subjective well-being. People rate it, and they say, awesome, here's $5, or here's $20. And they say, it's just yours, it's cool windfall. And the only rule is that you either have to spend it on yourself, so I give you $5, it was you to buy something nice for yourself sometime today, it's great, or you have to spend it on somebody else. That's the only difference. And then you agree that I can call you later this afternoon, I can call you in a month, I can call you at different times and check how happy you are. People love this study, like this is the best study ever, right? Interestingly, for the $5 condition, it turns out the modal thing that people do is to go to Starbucks and buy like some sort of chai thing, right? It also turns out that that's the modal thing you do for somebody else because you have to spend $5 on somebody else. Like sometimes the easy thing to do is to get them a really delicious chai or something. Sometimes you can have exactly the same thing purchased. The question is, when they call later that day, which of the 2 sets of subjects is happier? And so here is what people predict, because they also ask people, if you were in the study and I did this to you, like, and I told you, which would you be happier in? People's predictions are twofold. People predict, I'm totally going to be happier if I spend that on myself than if I spend it on somebody else, like, duh, right? They also make a prediction about the money. They say, I'm going to be way happier if I spend the $20 than if I spend the $5, because obviously $20 is like 4 times better than the $5, right? But it turns out that what really happens is different. What really happens is you get a super strong, significant effect that the money you spend on other people makes you happier than the money you spend on yourself, which is pretty cool. The other thing you find is that it doesn't matter how much money you spend. So the folks that spend $20 on somebody else are just as happy as the folks that spend $5. It doesn't matter the amount. And again, this tells us 2 things. One is, it is the case that doing kind things with our money for other people is good, but we also don't realize that.
Hi, Upper Deck.
In a bad way.
Upper December. Hi, ASN.
This is one of the most robust effects, I think, in the field of psychology right now. One of my favorite follow-ups that she did asked 2 questions. The first asked, well, these studies were originally done at UBC, which is where Liz Dunn is a professor. Maybe there's just something strange about these like happy folks in Canada, like they have all this money, they're happy Canadians. Like, can we see this in other cultures too? And so they ran this experiment in a bunch of other cultures. I'll tell you just about one, which is that they did this in a rural town outside of Kampala in Uganda. This also allowed them to do a second thing, which is, yeah, spending $5 on somebody else makes us happy than spending on ourselves, but like $5 is like, it's just $5, right? It's not like a real amount of money. They couldn't do it at UBC, but it's a real amount of money because like we're and they don't have that much money to do that. But they take the same experiment and run it in Uganda. They could actually give people in that population a substantial amount of money. Because sadly, in this town where they were running this sort of thing, $20 isn't just like, oh, I'll buy a couple of ties. Sadly, it's like, oh, I can get my family HIV medication. Like, you got like real amounts of money for the people there. Right? And so the question is, first, do you see the same effect across countries? And do you see the same effect when the amount of money
Why did I grab Anamine?
You're not spending money. What we find is that the very same magnitude of the happiness seems to exist across the cultures. It doesn't matter if you're just like buying somebody a chai or you're getting their family like teacher medication or their family as a result. You're still getting the same effect. Where spending on others makes you happier than spending on yourself. And so continue across cultures. And so the upshot is that it seems like acting in a way that's kind, whether it be kind of random acts of kindness that you do for people you just remember, or that you do extra, or that involves actually spending money, is a thing that's a thing that you don't realize is going to happen, but even really does.
Get them likes up? Nah, for real.
But it does. So this should get plopped out of your miswanting into your real wanting. Welcome everyone to the Psychology of Wellness. I am really excited to be joined here today by Dr. Elizabeth Dunn. Dr. Dunn is professor in the Department of Psychology at the University of British Columbia, where she does really cool work on self-knowledge, happiness, positive psychology, and how robot technology can help us improve our happiness. She is a co-author of a super fantastic book called Happy Money, The Science of Happy Spending. She wrote with Dr. Mike Norton. Her work.
Seeing that Chuck Norris died was so crazy. And I was like, what? The Chuck Norris? Is he even old enough to die? Honestly, that's what went through my mind. I was like, yo, Chuck Norris is not that old. But R.I.P. I put pineapple chunks in here. And then I'm gonna put whole strawberries. putting some more strawberries in here. And then I gotta put a little bit of mango. I only have a little bit of mango left, so I'm gonna just use the rest of it. I'm gonna put a little bit of juice, just a little bit of juice. And then I'm gonna put some protein and some milk. I prefer to use like almond milk or something. So I'm gonna use a little bit of almond milk. Alright, now that I have almond milk in there, I gotta put protein powder in here. This is the protein powder that I'm using. It's a clear protein powder. Alright guys. And then at the very end, I'm gonna put 2 things of creatine. This is my first time using it, so I actually don't know how to use it. This is my first time using this, y'all. I put a little bit more liquid because I don't need a lot for a smoothie. Do you think the smoothie maker needs to charge? Does the smoothie maker need to charge? Yeah, I plugged it in. It's not going. Alright. I'm trying to figure out how to make my smoothie maker work. It's just like a blinking light. And I'm pretty sure I don't know what I did with the instructions. Oh, hi. I need to release it. I pressed release. But that's not working. I press release, it doesn't do anything. Alright, I'm gonna show you because since you think you know, since you think you got your degree and anything, it's just blinking. I press release. Is it because this is open? I don't think they're saying what I think they're saying. Actually, I changed my mind. I read that completely wrong. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. There's no way it needs a charge, right? The instructions are inside of here. At least I think they're in here. That doesn't do anything, it just makes it come out. I don't know. Can you get your phone?
Okay, I just pulled the box down and read the instructions.
Because I could watch a video and I could also get the instructions. It's alright, I got my laptop right here. I didn't realize that it was gonna be saps. And then
At least it's crazy. What's wrong with you?
huh? What's crazy? Says the power button blending. It typically indicates the safety. The lid is properly not aligned and fixed. So it is the lid.
Okay.
Ah, there you go. I think it's doing all right. All right. Now I just need to get some cups. I'm bougie, so I'm gonna use glasses. Also, I'm gonna add the creatine because I want to make sure we both get our full intake of creatine, so I don't like to mix it in the shake. I did not go back in there after I did that. Okay. It's actually hella thick. It's actually hella thick. Alright, so I'm gonna take a spoon and rinse it off. I know where any of the controllers are at. They should be in the bags or in that little box that she gave us. This is gonna make it a little more liquidy. then on top of that, I'm gonna make some popsicles. So I'm gonna make homemade strawberry popsicles. I dropped one of the popsicles. So when they come out, they'll basically look like this. With strawberry. All right. I gotta rinse my hand off. And then put it in there. All right, this is the last popsicle that I'm making. I don't know why it interrupted. But they be doing that shit all the time. Which is mad annoying. So, these are my straws. Huh? It could be. Or her closet. Did you look?
Everywhere else anymore. I want it to be the last resort.
It's not like she's asleep anyway. But just be quiet going in. Alright. Honestly, I feel like I should rinse the switches out. Not the switches, but the spoons out. Not even the spoons. I feel like I should rinse out the straws. Alright. So we finished that. You're done. It's actually pretty good. When we're getting ready to game. always drop the other one. Did you take out all the pieces to the podcast? Well, can't do nothing about that. I feel like you take too much of the creatine.
Yeah. Like literally on my taste bud.
Mine doesn't taste like that. Here you go.
No, it's not. Everything makes one look like.
I need to heat up my food. I need to heat up my food. Yeah, I don't know why he said that. I thought he was trying to help me. Then I realized he's being weird. I need to eat something in a little bit. As I said, I need to release. I feel like that is just such a crazy thing to say because, like, what are you trying to say? All the clapping in the hallway is so crazy, and I'm so nosy that I want to go look to see what's going on. I'm about to unclip. I don't think he knows what he's looking for. He's so sick of me. But I'm the love of his life, so can't do nothing about that. I'm about to heat up my lunch from earlier and call it a wrap because I'm not trying to cook dinner. Mukbang. I got this soup, which is really good. I put a picture of it on Instagram when I got these wings, which were also really good. I'll put it over there. For express, 30 seconds of express time. Then there's like this vegan ranch. I'm about to be vegan for real, y'all. Like, especially like when it comes to like cheese. I'm about to like not do any dairy. The dairy is killing me. The dairy is killing me bad way. I already don't. I already don't drink certain things that have dairy in it. But I'm about to start eating dairy completely. I feel like most of the time when I go live, something happens that ruins the live. Like, tell me that those don't look good as heck. No. You don't be trying to eat my food when this is a soup. Oop. I did not mean to drift that. Get away from my wings, bro. I want to drink the soup before I eat the wings. This is actually my ramen spoon, but I'm about to use it for this. Just because I don't feel like looking for a smaller spoon. That's still cold. I want to see if my wings are still cold. Oh. These are vegan wings, by the way. So tough. My friend was asking me why they're still called wings if they're not chicken. I'm like, I guess. I'm not gonna hold you. He was really like adamant about it. I'm like, yeah, I used to feel that way, but if you really think about it, like, there's no such thing as a chicken nugget. It's just mashed up chicken. So everything is about marketing. Everything is described in a way that markets it to sell better. So if I know that you used to eat meat, and I say, hey, I got some vegan wings, niggas gonna be like, oh, I need to try that. But for people who have never eaten meat before, I feel like it's still marketed in a way to sound like chicken, even though it's vegetables, because of how easily trendable it is to eat and stuff like that. Like if I say a veggie drumstick, you're gonna be like, oh, a veggie drumstick? You know in your mind that what a drumstick looks like. So not only are you gonna think it's easy to eat, you're gonna think it's quick. Like, as an entree, mushrooms and rice and stuff like that. Naming it like that sounds good because then you know it's an entree. But if you say like fried mushrooms or mushroom wings, then you know it's gonna be an appetizer. I feel like it's all in the marketing to sound different. It has nothing to do with the actual it being a meat. Even though they do try to get it to taste like meat as well. As someone who's eating so much chicken in their life before becoming pescatarian, these wings is good as hell. Sometimes I be eating something that's vegan or vegetarian. I'm like, is this meat, yo? But also, I haven't eaten like a lot of meat in like over 5 years. So like I would say even over 4 years. So like I literally don't know what meat tastes like. I don't even know what meat tastes like anymore. I know what it smells like. And based off my other senses, that's what making me think that. No, this shake was good as hell. And it was thick. I could eat this as a smoothie bowl. I think next time I'll make a smoothie bowl. Now that I've eaten all that, I'm gonna fill her back up. I'm gonna fill her back up. That one slid in so simple. I'm guessing you still haven't found the controllers.
PlayStation controllers.
Did you put them in a bag? I'm pretty sure she emptied out all the bag. Get off my table. This guy is still saying I need to release. You need to be released from prison. Like, cause why are you saying that? The smoothie was good. The soup was too cold. I'm not eating the soup. I'm gonna save it for tomorrow. And then I gotta wash these dishes. Excuse me. Nah, that was good as hell. I'm on my second. I'm on my second cup. So, what are you thinking? I'm pretty sure there was in a bag. And I'm pretty sure she took out all the gaming stuff. Unless it's still in one of these, but it can't be. And you look through this whole bucket. Is this not it?
No, this isn't.
The yellow matching my dress is so funny because I was definitely trying to pick out a green straw. And you looked underneath there? Oh, yeah, you did. I have no idea what the controllers would be. My room looks so tough. I still need a couple little things in here to give it some spice. Living room. I guess I could do a house tour. I'm gonna wait until like it don't look crazy, and until y'all not feeling like robbing people off their house tours. I ain't got shit anyway. It's worth taking. Allegedly. Alright, I'm almost done with this. There's nothing in that bag. I said there's nothing in that bag. Did you check that box over there?
Yeah.
Hi, Nurse Censure. Good evening. Where y'all at on this Friday night? What y'all up to? I'm ready to go to the club. Shake that, shake that, shake that, shake that. Oh, thank you so much. She said you're pretty. That's so sweet. Thank you. I'm trying to help him. I'm pretending to help him look for stuff. I'm pretty sure it's in this bag, though. I asked you if you looked in here. You said you did. Y'all see how helpful I am? The most helpfulest. Alright. I'm done with my smoothie. You're watching from Nigeria? That's what's up. I don't think I've seen a Nigerian viewer. Niger. Oh, this is the old watches. I thought it would be in this bag. Does that have mold on it? Bro, I'm so paranoid because we moved all this stuff in the rain. So, everything has something in it. This is so crazy. I don't know. I give up. I tried to help him. Nah. I just love me an orange light. I probably am later. Like 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Oh. Alright. Are you going out? What are you doing tonight? Where did he go? He just dipped. He ain't say nothing. Alright. Nah, but this is my full outfit. I might change. I think it's cute. I guess giving.